Yesterday, we had a wonderful day here listening to our revered Reverend giving us a talk on creation and fall of man. I wish you were here personally. It's like being told your history and migration in consciousness since you, as a ray of God, decided to interact with creation. We were told of our journey through creative processes until we find ourselves in the physical realms. And it's as if in this physical realm, we are trapped because we need to go back to our source in consciousness. And we are disoriented in this physical realm for obvious reasons. Because coming to this physical realm, we need to wear a physical cloth or garment. And that garment has an affinity with this particular realm or environment. And that makes it so difficult for us. This particular realm or environment. And that makes it so difficult for us. And this brings us to our topic of the day: living a balanced life. Man is a spiritual and a material being. But a lot of humanity find it very difficult to acknowledge that we are not only the material or the physical body. Why is it so difficult for us? As I said earlier, before we came into these realms, to function and do the reason and fulfill the reason why we came here, we need to put on a garment which will enable us do what we are supposed to do and do it efficiently. And this garment, which is this body, is endowed with senses, which we normally call our senses. 5 of them. Sense of touch, sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of hearing, and sense of taste. These senses are finely attuned to the physical world, and they keep giving us feedback or information from the physical world continuously, constantly to the mind, until the mind's attention is turned deeply into materiality, into physical realm, and have forgotten or ignores the spiritual body. This has been going on for ages, from incarnation to incarnation. Because of this, we are ignorant or have forgotten about our true nature. We think we are the physical body. And like the prodigal son, we are in the wilderness. disoriented, not knowing what to do. Like everything else in the world or in the universe, two forces or elements, or let me call it aspects, are always moving, like good and bad, or positive and negative, light and darkness, ignorance or knowledge, physical, material. And anytime any of these two is out of balance, there is always chaos, pain, dysfunctionality. So do you understand why now you are not satisfied with anything? It's because you are out of balance. We need to restore that balance between spirituality and materiality. If we don't, we will be like travelers without purpose, without direction. A traveler who has lost his compass. So he becomes what? Disoriented. Nothing will satisfy you. You think when you have object A, you'll be satisfied. When you get that object, the satisfaction disappears. You go to object B, same problem happens. Then you feel that kind of emptiness within you. You are lost. You are dysfunctional. Like the prodigal son, some people have decided that they are not only the body, they must go back to the source in consciousness. Some have still not realized that where they are, it is not their final stop. As the prodigal son, we shall look at, as the prodigal son who had decided to go back, we shall look at how best we tread our path back to source. Let us understand the meanings of few words I have mentioned. Spirituality. Spirituality involves the search of the meaning of life, the pursuit of inner peace. Spirituality is about self-awareness and finding an attunement with yourself and your environment. Spirituality connects us to something greater, something bigger. Materiality, on the other hand, focuses on physical, tangible aspects of life. It focuses on physical objects, wealth, possession, career, social status, physical comfort, physical security, and in fact, what we call success in the tangible world. Materiality grounds us into the physical world. And since our attention is always in the materiality, you can see how inertia has taken over our thoughts, how we find it difficult to turn our attention within. The goal is to find a balance that honors both aspects, that is spirituality and materiality. Overemphasizing materiality leads to emptiness and discomfort, which I believe we all experience. Overemphasizing spirituality leads to neglect of physical needs and responsibilities. It leads to impracticality and disconnection from physical realms. You know, when the avatars, the gurus, when they come to earth, they come with a physical body. And they intentionally come with some amount of ignorance. If they don't, they cannot function efficiently in the material world, in the physical world. So, some amount of ignorance is needed for us to be functional. And that calls for the balance. Both spirituality and materiality are essential for a well-rounded life. Spirituality provides meaning and purpose, guiding ethical behavior and promoting inner peace. Materiality can offer us stability, opportunity, and the ability to contribute to society. So the two are needed. Without spirituality, you don't have any purpose. Without some amount of materiality, you are not stable on the physical plane. Balancing spirituality and materiality is a common challenge for many of us in today's fast-paced world. It is a journey that involves harmonizing inner beliefs. Only this can lead to a fulfilling life where personal growth and worldly success coexist. Now we know that it is because we are out of balance. That is why we cannot find our footing. That is why we cannot achieve some goals. What do you do now? Once you know there's no excuse again. There are a lot of things that we need to do. I will only mention a few. And what I will talk about, it's not cast in stone. You take it and fix it to your present conditions and run with it. We will look at mindfulness. I'm talking of the steps to achieve balance. That is in mindfulness. To be mindful of yourself is to be aware of your thoughts, your action at any given moment. Let me say it again. To be mindful of yourself is to be aware of your thoughts and actions at any given moment. This helps you to be present and grounded and connected to your spiritual self amidst material pursuits. in your so-called struggle in the material world. Be present to your thoughts and actions. This ability may be developed through constant meditation, regular yoga exercise. Meditation helps us to be anchored within ourselves. Yoga helps the physical body as well as help you to harness prana, that is energy, and direct it to every part of your body to make the body healthy, supple, and strong. Another way is journaling into your daily routine. By journaling, I mean anytime you become aware of your thought, take a mental note of that thought. Anytime you become aware of an action, take a mental note of that action. Because at the end of the day, you need to review these thoughts and action and make amends when necessary. You must stay focused. You must make time for your spiritual practices. Again, such as meditation, prayer, or reflection, without allowing material concern to intrude. You must be able to find time. Maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes during the course of your activities of the day to center yourself, to focus. If you are in your own office, ask your secretary to hold all appointments for 5 minutes, just for you to center yourself. If not, in your office, your own office, retire to the washroom and lock the door and recenter yourself for 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes before you come out. Regularly, evaluate your values and priorities. Your values and your priorities, evaluate them and see if they are in harmony. Reflect on how your material pursuits align with your spiritual values. Are your actions in harmony with your belief? If they are not, then you are confused. Anytime you feel confused about an action or a decision, then know that at that point, something is out of balance. Get back to your values and weigh it against the action you have taken, and you will see the problem. Use material resources in a responsible and ethical manner. Responsible and ethical manner. Material resources come your way to be used for a purpose. And in the use of such materials, let it be aligned with your values. Let it be responsible. Let it be ethical. Another one also is to practice gratitude and generosity. All these things we are doing to balance our life. We don't want to stray too much into materiality, too much into spirituality. but we want to be in equilibrium. Cultivate a sense of gratitude for what you have, both spiritually and materially. Gratitude helps you appreciate the abundance in your life and shift your focus away from constant strive for more, more, more. When grab wears down the body, the physical body, your nerves becomes raw. At the end of the day, you might suffer from a stroke. Give back to society by giving to others in need, either directly or indirectly. If you don't know how to do it, look for charitable organizations. Look for authentic religious organizations and put your resources there to help others. Who might be in need physically and spiritually. Generosity makes you feel more connected to others and help you find a sense of purpose and fulfillment beyond material pursuits. When you are generous, when you are pursuing materiality, you know the purpose why you are pursuing those material things. And that gives you joy. There's something we shouldn't forget also. Self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Prioritize practices such as exercising, healthy eating, or let me add, healthy drinking also to it. Healthy eating and drinking. Rest and relaxation to nurture your overall health. Spend time in nature. I remember I went to every waterfalls in the Volta region near Hohwe. As we were walking through the forest, seeing the forest, huge mountains, and the river, streams flowing, the noise of the streets, the presence, there's some calmness that came over me. In fact, I wanted to sit down there by the stream and rest. But because we are in a group, I could not do it. Some calmness. I felt connected to nature at that point. It's an experience that I always recall when I see myself overexcited in the physical world, and I need some calmness. Appreciate the beauty of the natural world. Nature can provide a sense of peace and calmness that can balance the demands of material life. Nature, relationship that encourage growth, spirituality, and materiality. Let us not give in to peer pressures. Let us surround ourselves with people that to serve our greater purpose. Environment is very strong. Let us be aware of that. And choose our environment and the people we interact with wisely. Learning is another way of balancing. Stay open to learning and growth. Read spiritual texts. Inquire into the nature of life. Try to find answers to questions that are dark to you. Inquire about the nature of life. Because that is one of the purpose that you get yourself involved into creation. That is one of the reasons why you find yourself in this physical world. Balancing spirituality and materiality can be challenging due to societal pressure and personal ambitions. Society often emphasizes on material success. That is one thing we should be aware of. Material success is not bad. But while looking for material success, we shouldn't forget about your values, your ethics. Society of today, especially in this part of our world, doesn't care how you acquire material, you achieve your material successes. Whether you steal it, it's not their problem. All that they need, that you are successful, you should own a certain number of vehicles. You should have a certain number of houses. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't do it at the detriment of few underprivileged. Correct this by valuing and prioritizing your spiritual growth. When you find yourself in a position where you can take advantage to acquire material things, remember, your priorities and your spiritual values. Work-life balance is another, excuse me. Work-life balance is another way also. Long work hours can hinder spiritual practices. Schedule time for spiritual activities as you would for important business meetings. Have time to recreate yourself. To relax. I said earlier that in the midst of your work, find time to focus on yourself, to rejuvenate yourself, to recreate yourself. You must also be aware of inner conflicts. That is a conflict between material desire and spiritual value can arise. Anytime this conflict arises, it means you have made a decision which is not in conformity with your materiality and your spirituality. So you need to look at it again. These challenges can be resolved by consulting either your guru, your spiritual master, your mentor, or through introspection. You have to reflect on yourself. Go back. Introspect and find out where the problem is. And you will definitely find the answer. Yoganandaji said, the quote has been on the board for some time. I don't know whether you've read it. People lose their balance and suffer from money madness. And business mania. Only because they never had the opportunity of cultivating habits of balanced life. And I am offering you the opportunity today to cultivate a balanced life so that your energy can be evenly distributed. Achieving a balance between spirituality and materiality is an ongoing process. There's nothing like spiritual life and material life. They are the same and one. Decide to go to church. We go to church because we are after material things, not to go and learn something about our spiritual life. Most of us go to prayer camps just because we want some material thing, not because to read ourselves. We go with for God. God, give me this, give me that, give me that. When you do it for me, I will do this for you, as if God lacks something. It's an ongoing process. It requires a continuous effort, discipline, self-assessment, and commitment. To living a life that reflects both inner values and outer achievements. Let me say it again. Achieving a balance between spirituality and materiality is an ongoing process. It requires continuous efforts, self-assessment, and a commitment for living a life that reflects both inner values and outer achievements. Balancing spirituality and materiality is a personal journey. Nobody can travel that journey for you. It's a journey that you have started, as I said earlier, since the beginning of creation. It's a migration that you have started in consciousness. Wherever we come from, we need to go back. And this is the step. And it's a personal journey that requires constant reflection and adjustments on the way. Balancing spirituality and materiality helps to cultivate deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. This is the message I have for you today. It is not a message that I want you to keep under the pillow. We all need to go back to where we come from. God bless you.